This is Jed McKay, and you're listening to Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast.
Yes, welcome back, loony listeners. You're listening to Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast. Yes, this is episode 351. You're getting another quick fire episode. You are with your hosts, of course, the High Priest of KHONSHU, Rebecca and Ray. Rebecca, hello again.
Hello. How's your week
Hello.
been?
Yeah, good. Went up to the Blue Mountains. I went up to the mountains the other day for one of Finn's friends' birthdays.
Sounds very energetic.
Yeah, and then we went to see the Three Sisters, which is kind of like a kind of a thing. The Blue Mountains. So that was good. It was a bit chilly. I must say, Rebecca,
it's winter there, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. How's it over there? Are you?
I mean, it's miserable.
I see the fan, but I don't see it going, so it can't be that.
No, it has not been warm enough. We had some. We had enough heat the other week to need it, but then it was very cold, and we're predicting lots of rain today. So
the summer rain.
Yeah,
that's okay. Well, I mean,
all year round rain for us.
How about yourself? Like, I mean, what's been happening? I mean, it's been a short turnaround, of course, but
yeah, it's a busy month for work for me. So getting to grips with what I will be doing for the rest of the month. And we start it in the first week, and I start off basically we do this massive project every quarter, and because for some reason I always get to do the first write-ups, and then everyone gets to judge them, and it's very nerve-wracking. And then next week is when we do the really big sort of markets. So
okay, well, hopefully,
and but then it goes, it's over.
Yeah, comes and
it's a little
goes.
bit. We only started it in April, so it's a little bit like, oh, do we have to do it again? Like, it was so stressful. But I don't know. I mean, in the end, I'm just there to write it up. I'm not like it's not off. Someone then has to proofread it, and it's kind of their problem once I hand it over.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no.
You want to do a good job, though, right? But
yeah, of course, you want to make sure that you let it go.
I think once we've done it a few times, it won't be this scary. But at the moment, it's still in that kind of, oh, this is scary. So.
And this is when I say relatively new job, right? Isn't it, Rebecca?
Yeah, I started in January.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Pretty new and full-time work for the first time in 13 years. No more. First time since 20 odd years that I've worked full-time. So
a shift, of course, but I'm sure you'll take it.
If anyone's wondering, that's why our podcasts have now shifted to weekends. It's because I now work full-time. So,
which it kind of works for us. I mean, it's still very early morning for our American loonies, but we do get some of them jumping in. I see there's a couple in there now as well. So
nice.
we are live streaming. I mean, if you're listening to this podcast at the time of this recording, we are live streaming, so you can jump in, chat with Rebecca and myself as we go through what we go through. And Rebecca being in the UK, myself in Australia, as I mentioned. So if you're in the US, it'd be early morning for you. But we welcome anyone. We welcome people from the Christmas Islands. I don't know why. Why not?
I mean, that would be great. They should come on our Christmas issue.
I forgot to say as well, Rebecca, this week I was kind of hit with a little bit of a surprise. My pull list at my comic shop. I thought I was going to have an easy week, right? So I was doing my little budget for my disposable income, my wallet, and so okay, well, I think this is coming out, whatever. And then I get the invoice because it's emailed to me, as I kind of stock it up. And I look at it going, what's going on? The There was for people who collect Daredevil, there was a Daredevil corrected edition for his
Really?
big. It was one of his annuals. I think his annual or a big seminal issue. And anyway, it was meant to have like 80 odd pages, and it was missing 16 pages in the first print. So it was a major, like,
Marvel!
yeah, a
That's
major.
insane. How did I not hear about that?
Yeah, a major faff. So apparently, I mean, it was more so with distributors and retailers.
Yeah.
They got
But
reimbursed and everything like that, but they reissued it out, and I didn't factor it in, and it's a big issue, so it's like about
y-
$20 Australian. I'm going, "What?" Like, oh, there goes my budget for this week.
that's
Uh,
insane.
but
And
yeah,
then, of
yeah.
course, a surprise Moon Knight issue as well, you know.
Surprise Midnight issue, that was okay. I didn't mind that. Actually, there were actually a couple of surprise Valiant titles, Rebecca, which I didn't take
You
into
see,
account.
this is why I
I
didn't go all
know.
in on Valiant.
It's like,
I
oh,
actually would have liked to. Like, I feel bad about it, but it was just on top of everything else.
it
And
is a lot.
you know, I'm hoping that I can pick them up sometime though, especially the ones you tell me are good.
Or yeah, or Rebecca, or the deluxe editions, you know, they're good. They're nice.
Yeah, I mean, if they
They're
keep
nice.
doing those.
I hope so.
No,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
a bit behind on those, but they would certainly be good. Anyway, loonies, we are here not to talk Valiant or overpriced Daredevil comics. We're here to talk about, as Rebecca alluded to, Moon Knight, Fist of KHONSU issue 0. We spoke about this in our last episode.
Yeah, and apologies to everyone that I got the Moon Knight annual date wrong. So
Oh, yeah, that's no, it's all right.
we won't discuss that. I got
No,
the date wrong.
right.
That's all that matters. Apologies, it's not till later.
Yes, the annual will be not until September, but we got this thing, which, as Rebecca mentioned in the previous episode, it was an exclusive thing, and now it's been released as a regular thing. We're going to go through that, Rebecca. I don't know, like, how else to lead into it, Rebecca, because it's we were talking about a little bit before we started. It's a particularly tailored sort of issue.
I mean, look, they did advertise it as a perfect jumping on point.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what it is.
It is.
I mean, and fair play if for all the people reading Blood Hunt who are interested in what's going. So, I caught up on Blood Hunt this morning, just
Nice.
as a matter of course. So,
Mhm.
so like if you're just reading the Blood.
Oh, I've lost your sound there, Rebecca. Are you? Hang on. I'm not sure if that's me or you. Oh, the lights have turned off. Ah, I thought the theater was about to begin, Rebecca. Oh, okay. Rebecca is just suffering some technical difficulties. That's fine. So you're just stuck with me for the next couple of minutes. Yeah, let us know now. Like, drop your comments in here. I didn't put a discussion thread in our social media platforms because, well, it was a bit of a It's hello.
Hello.
Oh yes, hi Rebecca.
Okay.
Hello
Cool.
back.
Cool.
I was just about to say, Rebecca. I was actually saying, Rebecca, just before we pop back on. I didn't put in a discussion thread for this particular issue. I don't think it really warranted it. Like,
no, there's really not a lot to discuss. I mean, yeah, I mean, like, I think everyone is going to say the same as we're going to say, which is it very much, you know, it was advertised as this perfect jump on point. Very much is. If you're reading Blood Hunt, or I mean, this is kind of redundant from Moon Knight podcast, but if you're not reading Moon Knight and you are reading Blood Hunt, obviously you have Tigra and Hunter's Moon play a very key role. You see KHONSHU, and this kind of is to then capture those readers who are like, how do I? Because I actually had a friend talk about it the other day who said like they've been reading most of the Blood Hunt stuff, but they haven't read the Moon Knight run yet, because they didn't know if they should go back to issue 1. Like,
oh no, not really.
And to be honest, given that's when like Reese is vamped and stuff, like I can actually see an argument for it. And then they wanted to read the arc with Lady Yulan. So, like,
Yep.
you can see why. Sorry, they had read the Moon Knight Blood Hunt issues, but not any other Moon Knight. So they wanted to read some, and this is kind of trying to pick up those readers and get them interested in reading Moon Knight. And because Ray read it digitally and I read it physically, I can tell you now that every second or third page is an advert for the Moon Knight run. There's an advert for the omnibus. There's an advert for Volume 1. There's an advert for
it's fair enough
coming up.
Like,
No, it is all fair enough
yeah.
in a primer. It's like, these are all the things you want to read, right? And then there's a letter from the editor all about, oh, these are the other kind of supernaturally ones you can read, like Werewolf by Night, you know, Ghost Rider, all that sort of stuff. I didn't read it. I just flicked. I was like, is he saying anything about Moon Knight? Is he saying he's going to appear in all of these? Because that would like bankrupt us. But I think he was just saying these are the other kind of like supernatural ones. And then there's a preview of 8 Deaths of Spider-Man.
Oh,
which
I've not heard of this.
Well, there's like a 3 or 4 page preview of it.
Okay.
It's apparently happening later this year.
Oh.
So, but I thought it was a pretty good primer, right? So let's discuss it as a primer within that context.
Let's lead into it. I'll have to play the little the video for it, but yeah, I mean, let's treat this as an issue review. So let's go. Yeah, so I mean, as you said, Rebecca, this is a primer. It's got the big 0 on the cover there, so you know that it's not kind of, it is kind of, but not really kind of the series. It's a beginning of something. It's something that's not to be included. Having said that, Rebecca, I do like the cover. I
really like the cover.
Yeah,
it's a guest, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
It's a woman. I don't know what her first name.
Oh, I'm not too sure. But what I found as a point of difference is the font, Rebecca, at the top, like a Legend Reborn. Mark Spector is back. I thought that was pretty cool. It actually gives, I don't know, a little bit of a pulpy feel. It's not as like straight as the font and the style. So yeah. So this issue, I mean, spoilers, I don't know. If you don't know the characters that are involved in the congregation or the Midnight Mission for Moon Knight, then this will be spoilery. But hey, that's what this issue is meant to do. It's going to spoil stuff with Strike File, KHONSHU.
Yeah, and obviously this spoils what's been happening in Blood Hunt to a certain point. But
yes, I have to say as well. So we've got writer Jed McKay, artist Alessandro Capuccio, and color artist Rochelle Rosenberg, letterer VC's Corey Pettit. There you go. Yeah, Ian Geist, the cover artist. The variant covers, I haven't got them on hand at the moment, but Alessandro Capuccio and Rochelle Rosenberg do that. And we have Devin Lewis as the editor. First thing I'll say though, Rebecca, I mean, even though it may be just like a primer issue, and for seasoned Moon Knight fans, it may not be anything that kind of causes a blip on the radar. I did think the art was fantastic, though. Alessandro Capuccio's art.
And some gorgeous colors as well.
The colors, oh yeah, very keeping in, like, if you, as you said, Rebecca, your friend read Blood Hunt, but not the Moon Knight series, or that not much of it. This really does encapsulate that style. Like Rochelle's colors all the way through. She uses the same kind of palette. If I can say that. I mean, the whole run has been varied.
Incredibly crisp as well.
Oh, very,
just really
very
like
good.
almost showing off. Which again, if you want to lure people to reading it, smart.
Yes.
Oh, that's the other thing. It had a 2-page spread of Capuccio's design for the Fist of Khonshu run. The new
it did it? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it has it on this digital, but okay. And rightly so, Rebecca, as well. I mean, I think Marvel would have said, okay, Alessandro, Rochelle, this is like really a selling point to try and get people to read Moon Knight. You know, you got to pull out all the stops, and they certainly have. I think it's fantastic. We'll see later on We are live streaming a video. I'll put a link in the podcast to our YouTube video so you can see the visuals if you need to. But some of this is just kind of glorious stuff. We see all the Moon Knights there, and basically, I guess, Rebecca, like in a nutshell, this goes through each and every character, just breaks them down like a case file.
Yeah, and it's being told by KHONSHU. So he gives the context a little bit about not why he was imprisoned, but he gives the context that he was imprisoned.
Yep.
He's now free. Who freed him? And he's kind of looking back. So if we remember, the entire Jed McKay run has happened with KHONSHU jailed.
Mm-hmm.
So this is kind of him looking back at what's happened in the 35 whatever issue. It must be like 39 because this is the 40th issue, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so what's happened, not in all of them because some of them were like, not really connected to the main storyline, but like, introduce us to the entire cast, like more of the cast than I thought we were actually going to get.
Mm-hmm.
Because it includes Zodiac. Let's say that now.
Yeah.
I think that was a little bit of a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
And this actually is a really good jumping on point, and not in the traditional sense. Like this one's really giving you I'll introduce you to all the characters and tell you who they all are.
They're pretty much
a bit about them.
Yeah, Rebecca, I think each page, because it's about a page per character, is really like a poster. Like you can
and it's really some of the, there's the odd little interesting things like what he says about Reese and then what he says about Soldier. How he judges them as members of his congregation, I guess, or like his Moon Knights. Like she's not really a Moon Knight, she doesn't really believe, Soldier does, like, or he has this kind of chasm in him that needs filling with this kind of like purpose. It's interesting, and it's kind of nice because I think like for most runs, most Moon Knight runs.
Oh, Rebecca, sorry, your microphone has dropped off. Oh, you're back again.
I don't know what's happening. But we see, when KHONSHU butts heads with Mark, and here he talks about it, right? Hunter's a great guy, he never does anything bad. Like Mark, he's always butting heads. He's always, he's like family. We're always arguing. So it's kind of funny.
You can see, definitely KHONSHU gravitating towards Soldier, like prime candidate, right?
Mm-hmm.
He seems like to have that right amount of vulnerability and be influenced to be able to take the mantle of, like, say, the Fist of KHONSHU. Not that he has, but it's interesting, as you say, it's interesting to get KHONSHU's perspective on these characters. But at the same time, so that kind of gives us a little bit, like, for people who already know these characters, gives us a little bit of a different insight. But for the person who's using this as a primer, it is a great introduction. And like, say, for Soldier, though, we've seen the whole trajectory of his character. I mean, he wasn't like he is now, at the very beginning, and he kind of developed along the way. Same with like Reese. So here you kind of see where they've come up to this stage. And it'd be interesting to see if like people who are interested in this will go back and see how like Reese, got turned, and how Soldier got turned as well. I thought you would have loved this one, Rebecca. So we go to like 8 Ball. Oh, sorry, Rebecca. You've cut out here again, but 8 Ball. What does KHONSHU say? He's a coward. He's utterly unworthy of his association with my fists. Sorry, Rebecca. You might have to jump off again. Can't. Maybe it's something in the wires. That's okay. Maybe KHONSHU's trying to influence Rebecca. I don't know. Let's see here, Rebecca.
Any luck?
Yes. Hello. You're back.
Okay, cool.
That's good.
Yeah, no, I love this page. So it was just a dream. I mean, I knew we were going to get 8 Ball, but like, I just liked how confused KHONSHU was by him. He's a criminal. He's like, look, Mark was not exactly a hero when he was a mercenary, but okay.
True.
I think KHONSHU has a different morality line than I do about mercenaries for the American government.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But this is good. Like again, like artistically, I think this is really cool because what Alessandro Capuccio does is that he makes 8-Ball really small, like at the bottom right hand corner. As opposed, if you look at Reese and Soldier, they get these very big hero shots. 8-Ball is basically how Khonshu sees him. He's just overwhelmed by these vampires coming towards him, and he's kind of running away. So that again gives you a good sense. So we have the next one, which is this one. So we're starting to kind of go through the cast here. At this stage, sorry, Rebecca, you have dropped out again. Oh, yeah, I know. It's Khonshu. He's playing silly buggers.
I was surprised at Dr. Sturman, and I love that he's
Yes.
the healer.
Yeah, it was interesting because I didn't know where was he going to go after 8-Ball. So, yeah. Oh, sorry, Rebecca. I hate to say it, Rebecca. I think you're out again. So what Rebecca's doing, for those that don't know, she's just jumping out and jumping in again.
Sorry.
Looks quite exhausting, but hopefully.
Yeah. Is this Midnight Mission?
Yeah, which is I think, essential. You have to include it. It is a character in itself.
Yeah.
Beautiful colors from Rochelle Rosenberg, and kind of gives the sense that I like it. I mean, Khonshu does call it out like as this alien being, and that much of Earth doesn't like it, except
Just
it's
look
found
at
its
that
own.
page, though.
It's awesome.
It's
Absolutely
so beautiful.
Who would think that those colors kind of work together? No one but a professional color designer. And
I mean, it's kind of like a traffic light coloring, but
yeah, true. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. But I mean, there's so many different hues in there, Rebecca. You got the purples, goes to pinks and
it's just
reds to
gorgeous.
oranges. Really good. And you get the face. I've just noticed that there's a face right in the middle. And then we're going. It's kind of weird. Like I thought we were kind of going down from like the primary support characters to the lesser ones, but Hunter's Moon I would rate up
Well,
there.
I think they have to leave the two fists to last kind of thing.
True.
So I think you're right. It goes down and then it goes up. And then where's Tigra? She's after Hunter's Moon?
Tigra is right up to Hunter's Moon. Yeah. And she's got a really interesting one that Khonshu finds her very intriguing because she's got the ties in with the tiger god, the cat people. And she has this, what does he call it? I don't recall her being, is she devout? I don't recall her being that. Oh, sorry, Rebecca, you might have to jump out and in again. Sorry. Okay, yep.
Yeah, she has the connection to the tiger god. I can't remember where from the origin, but it's there. He doesn't like that she loves Mark.
No, which is really cool. There's a bit of competition with Tigra, and she's no pushover as well. So I love that.
I guess that means he thought Marlene was a pushover. Maybe.
Oh dear.
Well, she wasn't a superhero, to be fair.
Exactly. Yeah. No. True. Tigra's got like a force, a mystical force behind her. So that is competition enough. And then we get the pretty cool. I mean, this was part of the series throughout as well, here and there. Mark's identities, his alters, and I'm glad that we see the three of them here. And they've been likened to the like the Traveler, the Pathfinder, that sort of stuff. So
we don't get Jake as the murder hobo. We get Jake as the good people person, which I mean, like, not surprised because that's how Jed's treated him throughout. But I like that these pages are very different in their coloring to the other pages. Like they're just, it's a different green, and it's a different, and obviously Stephen Grant's very white, but it's different white than Moon Knight. So it's kind of, there's just cool. I mean, Jake's probably the most similar to the others because his is very purple. But it's just interesting because the other colors are just different hues.
Yeah, I think this issue is really just a highlight visually. I think that's the main takeaway I'd take from it, being a Moon Knight fan. And then again, we get a massive kind of hero splash page here. Moon Knight looks bloody awesome.
Yeah, lovely suits.
Looks so cool, and like he's it looks almost like fire, and I don't know what, but and I love the ending. Like, in short, we are family. And so you go through this whole cast, and what I think Jed has done, he's really just galvanized now. Like, if you had any doubts before, this support cast that Jed has
They're staying.
created. Yeah, sorry?
Yeah, they're staying. They're
They're
good.
staying, but they're each and every one are so important. And so he's built, like, Jed's built this, like, new legacy. It's fantastic. Oh, absolutely.
And it is,
Again,
and well, I like the primer is like pretty much KHONSHU having to catch up on who all these people are as well. You know,
Yeah.
like, who are all
Yeah.
these people?
Oh,
And
yeah,
then we go to Zodiac.
yeah, which was, I thought, is like, I was very surprised by it. But
Very
again,
dark page. Lots of pictures of
yeah,
Moon Knight.
it's so funny because it looks almost as if, like, you are not meant to know what he kind of looks like, but we know
We do,
that.
yeah.
Yes, I guess
But I
for
do
people,
like all the bits of paper with his little Moon Knight scribbles on. They're very funny. The little moon.
remember, they were the things on the walls that we were
Yeah,
all
yeah.
speculating on at the very beginning.
Yeah.
This one's more of a, and then it goes on to other adversaries, but this was more of a generic gangland thing.
Feels
I was-
it, but who knows?
Yeah, true. It could be something later on. You're right. But I was trying to place faces and names to these faces, but I couldn't. And then again,
look
we're
at
talking
this
about art. Look at this page.
This page actually made me gasp. That light,
The light.
chandelier. I was just like, how do you even do that? Because that is gorgeous.
Yeah,
And the
me too.
lighting as well coming through the windows. Oh my god.
Yes. I mean, this is a comic book. You know, this is, you kind of look at this. And I love the textures that Capuccio puts in. You look just past the chandelier, there are like screaming faces. It's just, there's a lot of detail in here. Just makes it look really kind of spooky and good.
Little hints of things to come.
Oh,
they will test the defiance of Moon Knight. I love that phrase.
Yes, I put it to any loonies that that love these little references and Easter eggs. So let us know what you think.
What you think
might
is going
be
to
up
happen
ahead.
now?
Yeah, because I'm sure Jed is one to always put in little clues. And then we cap it off with we do see KHONSHU again. He came in the first page and he's here in the last page above them all. And again we get the family all together there, except for Dr. Sturman, but all the street level Midnight Mission people. So really cool. To be continued, absolutely, as well. So
scroll down. I want to see if you really don't have the Spider-Man thing in yours.
What was that, sorry?
I want to see if you really don't have the Spider-Man preview in your digital one.
Okay,
because I'm not thinking about there's the Devon letter about Werewolf by Night. Keep going.
That's it. That's all. That's the last page. Yeah, and it's like a double. That's it.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, so in the paper copy, there's a preview of this 8 Deaths of Spider-Man.
Okay. Oh yeah, and so here I see what you're saying now. Here, the Daredevil Woman Without Fear, Spirit of Vengeance, and then we've got Vengeance of the Moon Knight, issue 7. Yeah, but no preview there. Cool. Yeah. So I don't know, Rebecca. I mean, that was a quick little kind of flick through it there. Again, if you're a big Moon Knight fan, there are no surprises here other than the
you don't
art.
need to buy this, but it's beautiful, and I suggest you do. For
the completionist, I think it's worth it for the art.
Yeah.
Rebecca, this is pretty hard, but what would what would you give this if we were to rate it? I mean, oh, hang on, sorry, KHONSHU's strangled you again. Okay, hang on. Rebecca will be back in a tick. Yeah.
I would normally give it like a 6.5, 7. But I want to give it like 8.5, 9 just because the art.
Wow.
This one's elevation of the art because I can go back and look at this one for a long time.
Yeah, me too. I mean, they're all posters, aren't they? They're literally all. Most of them are posters. I would give a 7.5, I think, and most of that would be for the art. Like again, there's no surprises. Not that it wasn't written well. I think Jed does a great
written
voice
great.
for KHONSHU. It doesn't hold any surprises, or it doesn't it progress anything, but it's not meant to. So it's it's kind of a hard thing to
it is
gauge.
what it is. It is what it says on the tin, which is
look, exactly. If you were to market as a primer, 10 out of 10. I think.
I mean, that's
really good.
Exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it really does exactly that. And I hope that it does bring. I mean, Moon Knight is going through such a great period at the moment. Off the back of Jed McKay, he should not forget that. But also the TV show. It's not all just a TV show. It's Jed McKay as well. He
Oh, for
has
sure. At this point,
pulled Moon Knight the character
Mhm.
like from obscurity, and for better or not, like if you're a Moon Knight fan and you feel you've lost your vice, I do sympathize with you. But Jed McKay has pulled Moon Knight up into a higher, I think, echelon for heroes in the Marvel universe. He's definitely, higher than the Shroud, for instance. Now, where previously he wasn't that, he wasn't that high. So, oh
yes,
wow,
this hasn't happened in a while. Come here.
we've got our honorary Fist of KHONSHU.
He's a bit furless, so don't judge
But
He's,
nothing about saying a cat's butt.
him.
Sign of affection. Now it looks like you're wearing a hat, Rebecca.
He's sitting on the air conditioning unit.
Yeah, so Loonies, there you go. That, I mean, there's not really much to it. I don't want to kind of like draw it out, Rebecca. I mean, for what it is, we just want to do it justice. It's a great primer. Go check it out, and it sets us up for more Vengeance of the Moon Knight, and we get phases of the Moon Knight as well coming out too. So there's plenty of Moon Knight activity in store.
Going to be pretty fun time.
Yeah, as well as all the collections and omnibuses and yeah. Rebecca, anything else like for Moon Knight before we sign off that you?
I mean, pretty much said it all last week, really. So looking
exactly.
forward to it all. So looking forward to the next one, and hope my microphone does not.
Well, that's okay. I mean, once we
figured
out
last week, so
once we figured out, you have to drop out and drop in again. Sweet, it's golden. So, so I guess Rebecca, with that, what I'll do, I'll put on. You can always contact us. You can drop us a line during the live stream as well. But we also have an email at feedback@itkmoonlight.com. We've got the website itkmoonlight.com that automatically kind of updates. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Discord, Blue Sky. You've just got to look at ITK Moon Knight, and we'll be there. Drop us a line. I mean, Moon Knight is not going anywhere. He's on a Coke can, for heaven's sake. So he'll be around. That's it. Rebecca, anything coming up for you?
Immortal Iron Fist. We recorded an episode.
Nice.
So we did the Dan Jurgens run.
So, Connor did send me something about saying Dan Jurgens actually writes a decent Iron Fist. So, so that's cool. Go check it out on the Immortal Iron Fist podcast, listeners. If you want to, it's fantastic. Iron Fist is great. I'm about to record another Predator and Prey episode, so keep your eyes out on that. It's a read through. It's going to be fun. We're just going to go through Predator 2. We're going to pretend that we're Danny Glover and Gary Busey.
Why not? Who gets to be who?
I think Russell's definitely Gary Busey. he pulls off the best impersonation.
He needs the American accent as well. Yeah.
Oh, true. Yeah, exactly. Loonies, thanks for joining. This is a quick one, but I hope you've enjoyed both our last 2 episodes. We'll be back again when there is more to report. But stay tuned to our social media platforms for all the news and just all that chit chat about Moon Knight, because we love it.
Yeah.
With that, as always, may KHONSHU watch over the denizens of the night. Catch you later.
Bye.